Today we're going to make hot process aloe vera soap in my crock pot. We have the crock pot, we have wooden spoon. You should use wooden spoons with it as opposed to metal. I have my container that I mix the lye in, and I labeled it lye only so that it doesn't mistakenly get used for anything else. Safety equipment is important. I like using gloves and safety glasses because lye is caustic and you don't want to splash any of that in your eyes. My favorite tool would be my stick blender. It saves you a lot of time, mixes it up a lot faster. Our mold today, we're going to use a Pringles can. It's just the right size for this recipe we're using. But you can use many things, just something you can get it out of. This is nice to use because you just tear it off. You don't have to worry about greasing it or anything. A kitchen scale is kind of important. You want an accurate kitchen scale. We're going to use olive oil, lard, and coconut oil. I just use the cheap coconut oil that you can get Walmart or wherever. And aloe vera. You can get big containers of these also at Walmart. Just pure aloe vera. And then I also use a food grade lye. You can get lye at a hardware store. It's a little harder to get your hands on now because of the meth epidemic, but I ordered this online and it was easy to get, so I have a nice supply of this. And we're going to start by measuring out our fats and putting them into the crock pot and get them melting down. Alright, when we weigh out our oils, you'll set the bowl on there or the container, whatever you use, and make sure to zero it out again. We need 8.4 ounces of olive oil. 8.4. We're going to pour that in the crock pot. And we're going to turn our crock pot on low. And this is 3.5 ounces of lard. We're going to put that in the crock pot. I think I'm going to turn the crock pot up to high so we can melt these fats a little faster. And here we have 7 ounces of coconut oil, which we're also going to put in the crock pot. Now we're just going to let all that sit in there until it's almost melted. Alright, now we're going to measure out our water and aloe vera juice. We need 4.18 ounces of water. I'm going to zero it out. That's close enough. We're going to measure out our aloe vera juice. We need 3 ounces of that. Actually, we can just put it in here. Just zero this out again. And just add the 3 ounces right here. Okay. There's our 3 ounces of aloe vera juice mixed with our water. Now we're going to measure out the lye. And this is where you want to wear your gloves and safety glasses. Zero that out again. We need 2.775 ounces of lye. Alright, here we are. Now we're going to take this outside because there's a lot of fumes involved with this and it's nice to have fresh flowing air. So let's take it outside and mix this together. Now we're going to add our lye to our liquid here. It's important that you add the lye to the liquid, not the liquid to the lye, because you might end up with a volcano effect. So I just like to pour it in kind of slowly and stir as I go. Don't want to breathe in those fumes. This is the most dangerous part right here, is the fumes. We're just going to stir it for a while until it's all dissolved. Lye usually shoots up to about 180 degrees when you put it in liquid, which would cause some nice burns. I also have vinegar ready in case I get any chemical burns, because vinegar will neutralize the lye and it'll stop the burning. And if possible, you don't want kids or pets around for any of this, because this is kind of dangerous. Now all of our oils are melted. I've turned this down to low. Actually, I think we'll turn it to warm. So you don't want this to heat up too fast. Our lye is all dissolved and it's cooled down a little. It's not going to be cold, but it's cooled down a little bit. Now we're going to carefully add the lye into the fats. Try not to splash. And now we're going to use our stick blender, and we're going to mix it to what we call trace, which basically means we're going to mix it until it's the consistency of pudding. You want to come in and see what that looks like right now, and then we'll look at it after I mix it for a while. It's pretty thin and kind of transparent looking. We're going to mix it until it is opaque and thicker, like a pudding. When I mix it with my stick blender, it shortens the time immensely. I don't know, 5 minutes, maybe. If you do it with a wooden spoon, it could take 20 minutes, half hour, 45 minutes. This is just a real time saver. Some people call this a shake maker. All it is just a blender with a little blade on the bottom. Alright, after about 4 or 5 minutes of the stick blender, you can see that it's a nice consistency. When you drip it on top, you can still see a little bit of a residue from it. And I think we're ready. Now we're just going to put the cap on and let it, or the cover on, and let it cook for a little bit. We're going to let it cook for close to an hour. If it's done before that, we'll put it in the molds then. So we're just going to peek at it in a few minutes here. Put the cover on. We've got it on warm. And we'll just let it set. Alright, now our soap has cooked for 1 hour. It's bubbling up on the edges. You can see bubbling around the edges. It's dry to the touch. So we're going to scoop it out and put it into our mold. Give it a good stir. And then scoop it into your mold. You want to tap it down every now and then to try to avoid air holes in there. It's best to rinse the crock pot out as soon as you're done, when the soap is still soft. And I only use this crock pot for soap making. I don't use it for food making at all. I only use it for soap. You can find bigger crock pots at garage sales. The older ones are actually the best. But this little one works just right for the size batch I wanted to make, so. Tap it down. Now what we did by cooking it in the crock pot is we cooked all the lye out of it. So we're going to let this set in the mold and cool for 24 hours. And when 24 hours is up, you can tear the mold off and cut it into bars, and you can use it right away. I like to be on the safe side and I let it set for a couple of days before I use it, but you can use it right away. And this is what it's going to look like when you're done. It's a very nice skin nourishing soap. If you want to add fragrances, the time to add them would be after it's all cooked and you're stirring it up at the very end. That would be the time to add your fragrances, because the lye is weakened and your fragrances will still keep their strength and your soap will smell really nice. I prefer to use no fragrance in mine. I just like the natural smell of the soap. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.